Hey there friend, come gather near. Paula's crafty corner's here. Diamond dots and yarn so bright. Crafts and walks in Irish light. By the loud where breezes sing. Latch hooks dance and new crafts spring. Every beat and loop's a smile. Stay and craft with me a while. Welcome to Paula's Crafty.
Hi guys, it's Paula, and if you're new to my channel, you're very welcome, and if you're returning, as always, welcome back. Now, I'm sorry for the angle of this, but I'm sitting down today down on my sofa recliner where I normally diamond paint with my tilted tray. Now this I can't do anything about because it's attached onto my tray. This is my 3D light, so it's about the best angle I could get. Now I'm working on my Wip Snowman. You can't really see, but I'll throw a pic up on the screen for you to see. Now this is one of their older kits, and it has the acrylic drills. Now I'm working alongside Lynn over at Crafts by Creative Chaos. I'll link her down below. The two of us, we bought the same painting and we decided we would work on them in December. So I have got about over halfway I would say with mine. Now I haven't had, the only problem I had, well, I've done the big, there's I don't know if I can show you. Can you see here? Where is it? Here. There's a, no, on T there. There's a big T and there's a little T, and they're both similar colours, and they're together on the canvas. Now I have filled in the big T, but well, there's still some there that I've missed, but it was quite hard till because when I'm tired, my eyes get a bit blurry, and then I find it harder to see. So that's the only problem I've came across. Everything else has been grand. But I did actually take a photo before I put the T's down, so I'll throw that up on the screen just to show you. But I'm going to do the small T's now, which are 24. So I hope you can, well, I hope you can see that all right. Well, you're probably doing something while you're maybe listening to me, so it's the best angle that I could get. Now, if you're wondering, I don't do sections. I diamond paint by colour. The whole changing your tray out every 2 seconds for colours, just no, can't be doing with that at all. So I just diamond paint by colour. I usually start placing if there's any special drills, I would place those first, and then I would just start from number 1 and work my way down. Now this one didn't have any special drills in this one, and I thought about putting some in, but in the end I didn't bother. I just thought I'll do it as charted, but it is turning out well. I am also working on another Christmas painting from Felix, which they sent me. Now it's actually underneath this one. You can see I have started up here, filled in a couple of the reindeers here, which I've never actually seen reindeers with wings before, but I actually like it. I mean, they do look well. Now none of them, I put in a couple of red drills here for Rudolph and I've done the night sky here. Now there's an awful lot of colour blocking in this one, so that did go fast, but I wanted to finish my snowman that Lynn and I's working on. Yeah, is that better? I can't really get you in any closer, but hopefully it'll be all right. It's been I'm filming this on Thursday. What is today? The 4th of December, is it? I think. But it's been an eventful week. My dad hasn't been well for months, and he's been getting really bad pain in his left side, and he gets really bad headaches, like constantly, with dizziness. So every time he stands up, he's that dizzy that he's had quite a lot of stumbles and falls. But they were he does have they discovered that he has a stone in his bowel. So, but they said that where the stone is not where Daddy is complaining of the pain. So the consultant was going to refer him back to the other consultant that Daddy's surgery a couple of years ago, where he had a bad blockage in his bowel and he got it removed. But cut a long story short, his own GP sent him over to the hospital. He was on antibiotics for a bowel infection, but still getting a really bad pain. So the GP sent him over Tuesday to the hospital. So I spent, he was over, my uncle brought us over about 11 o'clock, and they weren't admitting him until about 8 o'clock that night. That's how long. Now I had they kept him, he was sort of out in the corridor. That's how bad the casualty department is at the minute, between waiting times, and they're just so busy. But anyhow, we got him, he got a bed and they admitted him. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen. They did say that they discovered he had a hernia, where he's complaining of the pain, but because it's not strangulated or anything like that, they're not going to do the surgery because of my daddy's age and the way he is. So I phoned up, and that's another thing, the ward that he's in yesterday, they discovered that there's a COVID outbreak, so none of us are allowed into the ward now to see my daddy, which, if he gets COVID, I don't know. We're just hoping and praying that he doesn't. So we're not allowed in to see him, but I had phoned the nurse, the ward, last night, just to, I speak to Daddy on his own phone, but I thought I'd phone the ward just to see what they're going to do, because Daddy, he forgets, things that the doctor have said to him. He does have Parkinson's, and they also diagnosed him with early onset dementia for Bay. So I phoned the ward, and she was telling me about the hernia and about them not going to operate or anything. And I asked her, well, what are they going to do about the pain? And she just sort of said, well, because of your daddy's age and that, it'll just be, painkillers, that type of thing. And I said, look, Daddy's been prescribed painkillers and he's still in awful pain. I says, the GP sent him over because of the severe pain, and I says to her, so you're just going to send him home still being in severe pain, and she just said that she would pass mine and my brother's concerns over to the consultant. So they're going to be phoning my brother today, hopefully, to see what's going to happen. Now, he also has the physio coming round to see him today and the occupational therapist. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Now, Daddy still is in his own home, but he's cures in 4 times a day making his meals. And well, my uncle, he's very good. He's up at Daddy's every morning and he brings him his groceries and does whatever he needs around the house or whatever, because I mean, I can't get down with my health. I can't get down. Like, I would like to be down every day, but I just physically can't. But he has been between the pain in his side and the headaches and the dizziness, he's just not been able to do anything at all. And then his mobility is getting worse because he's not able to get up and walk about at the minute. So we're not sure what's going to happen, but we just have to wait and see what the doctor is going to say today and what they're going to do. He's well, he just wants home. He's fed up, and then because he can't get any visitors as well, it's just, I just hope and pray that he does not get the COVID. That's all he would need. But my brother he's just been bringing him things over that he needs, and the nurses just open the door and take it off him, and then away he goes. And then I haven't been feeling good myself for months, but this past while I've just been feeling a lot worse. I'm not sleeping hardly at all because of the pain in my lower back and my hips right down my legs, and I would get bad spasms as well. So that either keeps me awake, or if I do fall asleep, the pain of it, because I'm lying on whatever side, even if I'm lying on my back, wakens me up again. So I can't win. Now, I do suffer from chronic fatigue, and for those of you that suffer from that and chronic pain, I mean, you know how hard it is. Even small things just completely exhaust me these days. Even making a video just completely exhausts me too. Now, that's why I'm down on my recliner today, because I find it more comfortable than sitting up in the chair in the craft room, because I'm sitting right back on this recliner, and I have a big cushion thing at my back, and I have my legs up, so it is a bit more comfortable for me down here. And I have everything round me here that I need to diamond paint. I would tend to diamond paint down here all the time anyway. I would film up in the craft room more. But I had a fall. Well, I had a fall a few weeks ago, but I actually had another one myself yesterday upstairs. I was coming out of the bathroom, and my leg, like a spasm just shot into my leg, and down I went. I put my hand out to try and save myself, because the way our banister is, but I couldn't, and I ended up smacking the side of my head off the banister on the way down, and I hurt my wrist, because I have my support on today, because I've hurt my wrist, and my left shoulder for by is really, really painful. and I sort of fell onto my left side, even my left hip, and everything is killing me today. I thought I had been doing well for a while, and there's 2 falls in this past wee while. I need to go back to the GP and get my medication and all reviewed, but I'm not too keen on my doctor's surgery where I am, and I wanted to swap over to where my daddy's surgery is, but they're not taking on new patients yet until after, well, till the new year, so, but I'm very reluctant to go to see my own GP. One of the lady doctors told me that a bottle of whiskey does the same job as painkillers. I mean, imagine a doctor saying that to somebody, like a bottle of whiskey. Did you ever? And then she wanted to know why I was using my rollator and everything else, even though she had all my notes in front of her and everything. And then there was a whole thing too over my brother-in-law. He had about the year before he passed, he had pneumonia, and he had been treated in hospital and that for it. And he took on well. You know, he had a cough and he was bringing up phlegm and stuff. So he went to the doctors, the same doctors that I'm in, and the doctor didn't even examine him, didn't even look at his notes, told him just to go and stop the smoking, which Paul wasn't doing because of the pain in his chest and lungs. He wasn't really smoking hardly at all, but he just told him to take a few painkillers, and away he went, sent him on his way. So that was all right. I think it was a week and a half later, Paul collapsed in the house that he shared with his fiancée, and he passed away. And it was that same doctor that seen him that day come out to pronounce him dead, and my hubby said he recognised him. He said he could see the shock on his face when he come out to pronounce him dead. Now if he only had have examined him or looked at his history and sent him over to the hospital even, you know, who knows, Paul could still be here today. I mean, we'll never know. But the surgery then, there was a whole big thing. My mother-in-law was trying to get records from them, and there was an inquest, and they were giving her hassle and wouldn't release his medical records. And even the receptionists that my mother-in-law knew and was very friendly with, they all turned against her. So there was a whole big hullabaloo. So that's why I don't like over there either. I mean, that doctor is still practicing. Well, I'm not going to go into it. There was a whole big thing. But now she actually left the surgery. She managed to get in to where my daddy's doctor's is, which I should have left at the same time as she did, but I didn't. But I'm definitely in the new year going to change surgeries, because I need my medication reviewed, and I have an underactive thyroid, and they don't even send me for blood tests to get my thyroid checked like I'm supposed to get done I think it was every 8 months, which they don't do anymore. And when I phone up to ask, no, you have to go through your doctor. And I'm like, I just get fed up with them all. The only clinic that I have been over is the asthma clinic, where I got changed there's a new inhaler out that sort of puts the brown and the blue one. It's all in the one, so but that's the only time lately I have been over. I just can't have them at all. But enough of the doom and gloom. And is everybody ready for Christmas yet? I have hardly done any Christmas shopping at all. I haven't, because I haven't been well. I haven't been out that much. I've got a few things in just for my aunts and uncles, just like, you know, like boxes of biscuits and shortbreads and that, but I haven't got anything else. I've got some, well, I diamond painted some Christmas cards there, so I have them wrote out, but I need to get out to get the family cards. And well, all the children, our nieces and nephews, will just be getting money wallets this year, except for little Tiana. She's coming 4 actually on the 14th, so she has to get 2 presents. But she's still young enough, so we'll buy her toys and a few things, but all the rest of them just get money, and then they can buy themselves whatever they want with it then. I haven't even got the Christmas decorations up, which I'll have to get hubby to get them out of the cupboard for me. Now they don't be coming for me in the comments, but we don't put a Christmas tree up. We haven't done in, I would say, about 6 or 7 years. People say, you have to have a Christmas tree up. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't need a Christmas tree up just to celebrate Christmas. Yes, I do. I decorate my living room with all different decorations and tinsels and diamond painting Christmas ornaments and all that. But I don't need a Christmas tree up just to celebrate Christmas. I have a big, massive willow tree figurine crib, which to me is more important than a Christmas tree. After all, it's the reason for the season. So I put that up on my table, and I usually put a wee bit of tinsel around it and some lights. And as I say, I decorate the living room and have a few Christmas paintings that I put up on the walls too, and I have a few other things that I put up in the hall and that. So, and I have my wreath. I haven't even my Christmas wreath that I made put on the front door yet either. So I need to do that. But that's my Christmas decoration. So no, we don't need a tree to celebrate Christmas. It would be different if I'd have had children or anything, but hubby and I weren't blessed with being able to have kids, so we'll just have our fur babies. Now you can't see him, but Rocco is actually lying down here beside me, cuddled into me here, cuddled into my leg. He's out for the count here. He's had his mad hour of running about the place. So I don't know, this year normally I put when family gives us our presents, we put them underneath the table where the crib sits, but I'm going to have to put them somewhere else this year, because I know rightly he will be into them all and trying to tear all the paper and all off them, so I'll have to figure out somewhere else to put them. Because he's just a wee devil at times. He's still in his puppy phase. He's 6.5 months he is now already. I mean, that time has flown by, and he's got so big from what he was, a sweet tiny thing when we got him. But now he's got a lot bigger, and he's actually bigger than what our late fur baby Alfie was at this stage. Now Alfie was the wee runt of that litter when we got him, so he was tiny. But Rocco here, he was actually the biggest in his litter, so it went from one to the other. But he just doesn't know what to be at. Between stealing your socks and your knickers and hubby's boxers, and he's trying to chew anything and everything. He just doesn't know what to be at. But he's good company for me in the house here when I'm on my own, when hubby's at work. My hubby was actually, he phones me a couple of times a day just to make sure I'm alright in the house by myself. But he was actually on the phone yesterday when I fell. Sort of the phone sort of flew out of my hand. But I had to sit because the spasm in my legs was so bad. I had to just sit there on the floor until it stopped before I could get myself to get up. Now when I did fall, Rocco thought, oh, mommy's on the floor, it's playtime. He started to jump all over me and trying to bite my boots and my fingers, but then it was like he realised, oh, mommy's not getting up, or mommy's something wrong with mommy. He stopped and he come over and he started licking my face, and then he lay down. The leg that was going into the bad spasms, he actually lay down beside it, and he lay there for a while until I could move and get myself together. To give a few whines every now and then, but he was protecting his mummy eventually. Now Alfie, when I fell, he thought also it was playtime, but he would go. Alfie had a box of toys downstairs and a box upstairs, and he would go and he would grab a toy and bring the toy over to me and start squeaking it in my face when I was laying down the floor. Tell you, they have their own wee personalities. But Rocco, he's definitely a character. I have to say that. Now, just if you hear anything in the background, that's my washing machine going. If you can hear that. I meant to wait till I finished this before I turned it on, but I forgot myself. It's very cold over here at the minute. We had heavy rain during the night there, but it's dry at the minute. But it's been getting really, really cold, and we've had lots of rain, and it gets really dark, as my daddy would say, the old dark days before Christmas. I can't believe that Christmas is in a couple of weeks' time. It's just, this whole year has flown by so quick. Hubby has his work doing next, is it this? No, it's not this Saturday, it's the following Saturday. So I'm sure that'll be fun with him coming home tipsy. Is there any more there this side? There's a couple up here. You can't even see this bit that I'm doing. There's only a couple here. There's one there. So that it? Nope, there's another one. I mean, with diamond paint by colour, depending how bad my eyes are, I do miss some. But what I do is, when I finish one colour and put it back into the container, I'll just keep it out beside me, so then when I'm doing the next colour, if I come across the one before that I've missed, I'll pour them into the lid and just fill them in as I go along. Any more on that side? Nope. Oh, there's some there. I'm on colour 24, so I have 12 colours left to go. Now this is one that I bought myself. I bought this one and Pegasus, the winged horse from Felix. And as I say, because Lynn bought the same painting, we decided we would work on them together and hopefully get them finished soon. Now mine has went fast because I use using a six placer, but Lynn, she doesn't, she's a single placer, so that's why I'm a wee bit further on than what Lynn is. But as I say, I'll leave her link down below. You can go and check her out if you haven't already. Subscribe to her. Lynn's a lovely lady. I met her through, she used to do a live with Star over Starlight Star Bright 70, and I met Lynn through there, and then from following her channel we ended up becoming good friends, and we would message each other every day, even though, well, she's over in, what is it, Tacoma, Washington, and I'm over here in Northern Ireland. But as I say, we've become good friends, and we talk on Messenger every day. We have talked video called each other as well. But I will leave her link. I'll probably tag her in the title, and then I'll leave her link down below. But she makes very pretty bracelets, and she does diamond painting, and she also makes cards, which she's going to start doing again next year. She can pretty much turn her hand to quite a lot of craft. She made some gorgeous beaded fairy wands a while back there. They were lovely. But she's very kind, because she would make whatever season it is, she makes a load of bracelets and she brings them into her local Dutch Brothers for all of the staff, which is a very kind thing for her to do. Let's see, where am I now? Down here. As I say, I'm sorry this is in frame, but my hubby has this. This is an LED light, as I said, and it's attached. Hubby attached it through the drawer in my tray here. This is just one of those. I can lift that up. Can you see it? It's just one of those tilted trays here, and I put my this is an A2 light pad that I just put across it, just for, just to put the painting on. I don't, as I say, because I have this light, I don't use the light pad for light, but it gives me a good base to set my painting on. And you can't really see, but I have a pool noodle across the top here. That's why it's sort of, raised over like that. The paintings just sort of sit over the pool noodle and drape down onto my legs, so there's no sharp edges from the light pad. It's a setup that works well for me, and as I say, I have everything I need here in my corner beside me. Bobby and I, we now have matching with a corner each now in the living room. He, over to the side of me, he has his own wee gaming corner with his gaming table and chair, and he plays his PlayStation over there, talks to people. When he plays it online, he actually talks to a guy from the Ukraine that he would play with most times he's on. And he talks to a few other guys from across the water in England, and so he enjoys his hobby and I enjoy my hobby, so the two of us are happy. Although he does sometimes, when the door to my craft room's open, he just looks in it and shakes his head as if to say, my goodness. But as I tell him, keeps me happy, so happy wife, happy life, as the saying go. So, but the two of us are very easygoing. You know, we've always trusted one another, and we would never stop the other one doing from whatever they wanted to do, and our personalities are very alike. I mean, he would keep me going and I would keep him going, and he, you know, if I'm having a bad day, he always makes me smile and laugh. And we're married 20 years there in September, and on the 31st of November there past, we're together 23 years. And now I know some people will not believe this, but throughout that whole time we have never ever had an argument. Never. Just two of us are just too easygoing and too alike. My mum, actually, before she passed, she was so glad that I had met and married Wayne, because she said that she knew that he would always look after me. He even went and asked my mum and dad for permission, you know, he was old school, so that he could you know, propose to me. Because I remember we got actually engaged in Scotland. We were going over for a holiday, and he'd been very quiet on the way over, and I thought, no, he must just be tired, because we were going over early. You know, we took the car and we're over on the ferry, and he'd arranged with the hotel. So when we got into the room, there was a big bunch of flowers, and there was like this big fruit platter and champagne. And I was like, you know, oh my God, did you do this? And I just happened to turn around, and there he was on his bended knee proposing to me. But he said he was that nervous on the way over, he could hardly speak, and he said that he wanted to say, you know, not just say, will you marry me straight away, but he just was that nervous that he just blurted it out. And then when I rang my mum, she was like, oh, I knew he was going to do that. Yeah, it was funny. But I'm just glad that she got to meet him before she passed, and that she got till our wedding, as we got married the end of September and she passed in the January, which is hard to believe. It's coming up to 20 years since she passed away. She was only 59 when she passed, and actually 6 weeks before my mum passed, my aunt, her sister, passed away too. So it was a very trying time back then, but me and my daddy still misses her like mad after all these years. And sometimes if my daddy, he would say to me that he's seen Mummy a few times, especially when he hasn't been well this past while. It was a couple of weeks ago, he said to me that he'd seen Mummy just in the living room, just standing smiling at him. And well, as I said to him, she's looking after you. She's always watching over you. But I miss her, even though it's been so long. I miss her myself. And it's hard, even after so long, even though coming up to Christmas, it just reminds me of our last Christmas. Myself and my daddy and hubby. Mummy was bedridden then, Christmas Day, just sitting round her bed, eating her Christmas dinner. But she couldn't really eat that much at the time, but it just always reminds me of that coming up to Christmas. But I'm sure there are a lot of people in the same boat. Christmas brings up a lot of memories and that for people, but I'm being morbid again. Have any more of these? Look, there's a clump of the bigger teas that I've missed there, along there. I'll have to get that colour out again. How long? Oh, I've been talking 40 minutes. I think I've been talking long enough, guys. Let me know in the comments what if yous your decorations up, or what yous are doing for Christmas. Daddy usually goes to my brother's house for his Christmas dinner, but we always spend Christmas morning with him. My brother and my niece comes in, so we'll see them Christmas morning, and then we'll go and we'll lift. We'll go to Mummy's grave before that, but after, when Daddy's ready to leave with my brother and my niece, we'll go and we'll pick up my mother-in-law and we'll bring her around to her son, my brother-in-law's grave, and then we go round to hubby's sister, and she spends the day there with the daughter and the grandkids. And then we just come home and get back into our comfies, put the Christmas dinner on, and that's us for the day. Have our dinner and we'll just lay up watching TV, stuffing our faces. And hubby will have a wee drink. I don't drink. Not with all the medication I'm on. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it here, as my wrist and my shoulders getting very sore. So guys, if you like what you seen, please give me a like on your way out, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here, and don't forget to go and check out Lynn. I'll leave her link below. So from a sleepy Rocco and I, you guys all take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Subscribe, like and share. Come back again to Paula's Crafty Corners home, where my home is always open. Crafts and wonder, love is shown. Thanks for visiting, my friends. Until next time, God bless, keep safe. Northern Ireland, heart and hand crafting